All right, guys. So please, still us here on HTML part two. All right. So today we'll be looking at not just the HTML, but we'll also be looking at ways you could go about getting free certifications on your tech journey. You know, starting off on your journey as a developer, either as a website developer, mobile app developer, or as a software developer, you will need some certifications in order to show you that you are really doing, yeah, like you're progressive. There's something you're really getting. So that's why we are here. I'm here to share my ideas on where to learn from. Outside learning from TechMind, where else can you learn? Where else can you lay your hands to get valid informations when it pertains as it pertains to web development or mobile apps development, or is it um, software development. So stick around as we learn. Also, to end this live series, I will for today. I would also like to share a 30% solution to the tax. The tax. If you are not on the WhatsApp group, please do try to join the WhatsApp group because we we look out to drop challenging tasks like this weekend. We will be giving an instant 5k alert to any student on the WhatsApp that is able to solve the pending task. That's the task for this weekend. Okay, so we are not just doing this to we although it's a way of motivating you as a student or a beginner out there to learn. Also doing this as a way of encouraging you to know what you should know. Okay, so that's why we look out to give challenging tasks, and using these tasks we also help you to build your portfolio, a track record on how you started off your journey as a developer. So for those in the WhatsApp channel, please stay tuned till the end of this live stream because I'm going to share with you a 30% trick or tips on how to go about with the challenge for the weekend. All right. So I'll be sharing my screen so that we'll learn together what we got here. Okay. Sorry about the delay. The network is just a bit bad over here. All right, here we go. Just all right, here we go. For the very last video, we looked at HTML pertaining to classification by tag. We also learned that the syntax for HTML is called tagging. Now, tag is another word entirely as the real world itself. You know, in the world today, we have languages, we have English, we have French, we have Spanish, and so on. Same thing with the tech ecosystem. The tech ecosystem is so much vast that it has thousands of languages. We have Angular, we have Vue, and we have Kotlin, we have Java, we have Ruby, we have Rail, and so on. So same thing goes with the HTML. HTML is a language itself that for you as a software developer or a website developer to communicate with the web using a programming language. Let's say, for instance, you want to see the results of your Python code or the products you've designed using Python. And if this product to be able to browse or see the results of your Python built product, or let's say a product built with JavaScript, a game built with JavaScript, an application built with React, you need, React works as HTML. So that is why you must have an idea about HTML. That's if only you are starting off as a website developer, your journey is to become a website developer. From website development, you can then jump into other areas like being a back-end engineer or a full stack developer or software. Okay, so you need ideas on HTML. And HTML, as I earlier said, like in the previous video, rather, I made mention that HTML is not a programming language. HTML is just a tech language like It's a language that is known as a browser-based language. Okay, so but in today's class, we'll be looking at not just classification by level. Okay, we'll also be looking at what you are seeing on my screen. Okay, now what I have here is just a simple tips like what that has really helped me become um, valid enough in the tech ecosystem. Okay, because I'm still learning. One thing with the tech ecosystem is that the knowledge in the tech ecosystem cannot be exhausted. Nobody can be called a master. We don't say we master tech. We only keep on learning because the language in the tech ecosystem evolves. So we one thing as developers, we welcome changes. We learn and we unlearn, and we also try as much as we can to let go of syntax that are obsolete. So you cannot master, okay? You just keep on learning. So here I have on my screen that there are platforms that could help you out there as a beginner. When starting off with your joint forms is W3 School. W3 School is a platform that has really helped me so much when it pertains to HTML. I use the platform to learn, to master or to understand the syntax, the dynamics, and everything that happens behind the scene when using your HTML with the browser. Okay, when using your HTML with JavaScript, that's looking at the DOM, document object model. And the current version of W3 School has covered not just the HTML but up to Django. A lot of it. It has a lot of languages now that it's gives knowledge, good knowledge and practice on the languages. So I will encourage you jump on this platform, W3 School. Also do well to jump on Mozilla Developers Network, MDN. You know, it's one of the best place to also learn. If you W3 School must stick to ECMAScript 2016, which is, should I say, the updated syntax for JavaScript. But MDN will still take you to what we call to work on a product that has been out there since 1990. Let's say, for instance, you're working on Corel Draw, or let's say you're part of the team that is developing or helping out to improve the Adobe products. It might happen that Adobe products might have code legacy, like syntax that might be looking so old. In a situation like that, MDN is a platform that you can learn all those old syntax and how they evolve to the present syntax. So this is another good platform. I'll encourage you jump on it, spend good times, number of hours on MDN, what it like your number of hours, seconds, and minutes on MDN really worth like if only you can spend that time on MDN. I know why I'm stressing, really laying emphasis on MDN because MDN is a platform that if you jump on, it will take you time before you can get something out from there. Okay, the next platforms that I would like to encourage you as a beginner get an account on is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is, we all know it's a platform for getting jobs. But however, you can use LinkedIn to get free certification and also recommendations for gigs and jobs. You can also learn on LinkedIn for free. Okay, we have the premium plan that can give you advanced courses. Like one of my certification on PHP and also on JSON, I got it on, and I sat for the test. I got the certificate. I got the badge. So this is another thing. I also had my certification on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript on LinkedIn. So it's a platform that will encourage you jump on it, and of course, you'll definitely be getting something out from there. Although I can't give you a guarantee that it's gonna go all the way cheap. You know, LinkedIn is a place that they take their things serious, and they also believe it that you jumping on it to get your certificate, you need to be serious. So do your learning. You can learn from LinkedIn. You can also lay your hands to try to get a free certification on LinkedIn. Now about videos, we are not everybody, should I say, not everyone, not even me. I'm not a reading type. I love to learn from videos. I love, if there is any knowledge or anything about to learn it, practical stuff, then let's go with videos. Okay. So there is a channel that have been helping me a lot when I started off my journey as a React developer, also as a Node.js developer, a back-end guy for the JavaScript. Okay. So this channel called Codevolution, monosyllabic. You know what I'm trying to say. Now, Codevolution is a channel to JavaScript, be it JavaScript for the web, JavaScript for the front end, JavaScript for mobile app development, JavaScript for software development, JavaScript for the back end, using JavaScript with everything pertaining to JavaScript, like React itself. I'm telling you, the knowledge from this guy's channel worth a million gold, like more than just $1 million. So I will so much encourage you to jump on this platform, on this particular channel. You have a lot to learn, not just JavaScript. The owner of this channel, the Codevolution, has also made provisions pertaining to CSS, SAS, LESS, and HTML. So, spending your time on this channel, I'm able to tell you that you will really get away with something tangible. That's for the Codevolution. And also, back then when I was trying to be hired from get my hands dirty and also try as much as I can to reach out to companies to see if I can work with one of the top tech Silicon Valley's companies. When I saw the advert, I had to jump on Codevolution to make my revisions because the young man is so much good when it comes to React. Everything that I learned from the channel came out in the interview. Like it's one of these top Silicon Valley company A16Z, something like that. Of course, A16Z. So I sat for the interview. Even I when I was giving a try to Canonical, the developers of Ubuntu, it was still through this channel Code Valuation. I learned a lot from the channel and almost all the multiple choice question coming from Canonical. Okay, like everything that came out from Canonical, I could see that it was um, I could be able to answer them because I learned everything from Codevolution. Now, to keep your learning valid, to keep yourself dynamic in this ecosystem called the tech ecosystem. I also love it that you jump on Udemy. Udemy is a platform where you can learn from anyone at all. You can learn anything at all, so long as it's all about tech, art and designs, graphics, product design, software development. Of course, Udemy is the place. You can jump on it, learn a lot. Of course, I also had my certification pertaining to cybersecurity, the introduction to network engineering, audio engineering, and I also learned how to use Figma from Udemy. So it's a good place that you can learn. You time yourself 3 months, in 3 months' time, you can become a guru using Udemy. They have verified tutors and tutors that can help you get to where you are or like become the developer or the designer you're looking out to become. Now, we also have platforms that you can get certifications from, not just the LinkedIn. You can also get certifications from Hackaram. You can also get certifications from Touring, crossover.com. Yep, this is another platform you can get certifications from. Crossover is an international, a global platform where they link you up with Silicon Valley's company that you see if you can get hired to be hired. Okay. Hackerrank is a platform. I'll encourage you for your certifications on JavaScript, Python, Django, and React. Try it on Hackathon. You can get it. Hacker rather, not hackathon. Hacker, you can get it. Touring is also a place if you know you're a guru, you can lay your hands on touring and you see how it goes. All right, left off the last time that's for the previous video what we did on classification of hashtag. Okay, so we examined the four basic elements that makes the web page, starting with the definition about our web products. Now, the sensitive information, as I earlier said, the sensitive information about the web product, that these informations are not shared with users. They are shared with search engines like the Google search engine, the Badu search engine, the Yahoo search engine, the DuckDuck search engine, even Microsoft Edge search engine. Okay. These informations are given out to search engine in order for search engine to know what your product is out there to give to the public. Let's say, for instance, it's a platform for talking about gadgets, electronic gadgets, the earpod, headset, and so on. This is where you have the sensitive information you want to tell, want to share with the search engines that, hey, my site is all about electronic gadgets. You do that, all they care about is the white page, the information that gets displayed on the white page for them. We now concluded that unlike the doc type element, doc type element is a self-closing element, or we can say it's a standalone element. Some resources out there say it's an empty element tag or a non-void element tag. Now, looking at the HTML element and the head element, we can see that they have duplicates. So with this, we can say that the HTML and the head. So with this, we can say that the head, the HTML and the body element tag, they are containers. They are called containers because they open and they close, and they can contain. Okay, they have the ability to hold up things. Okay, but here in HTML, we don't call the things they hold up inside as things. We call them child elements. Take a look at the HTML element line 2. You can see that the HTML element contains the head element and the body element. I can conclude with this that my HTML element is a parent element to the head element, while the head element and the body element, they are child elements or children to the HTML element. And the head element and the body element, they are siblings. Okay, we've now gotten to the cases where we looked at descendants, direct child, and siblings. Okay, so in this video we want to examine, now we've known how to classify HTML by its syntax called the tag. We want to look at how do we classify elements by how they display, by their level. You know, classification by tag will really help us to in our code editor. But classification by level will help us to understand how our element displays on the web page. The reason why it should be looking this way and not the other way. That is the very reason why we should understand classification by level. So for the classification by level, we will be going with the like we 6 levels of heading. You know, in HTML, we have head, we have header, and we have heading. There are three different elements entirely. They are not the same. We have this inside the HTML element, that's the root element that holds sensitive information about our website. The header element is actually a kind of element we use in sectioning our website. Let's say, for instance, we can say that the header element, we use it to lay emphasis about this is where the logo should be, this is where the navigation menu should be, our home about, contact us and services menu. Okay, so we use the header elements to lay such kind of emphasis in our code editor. Okay, but for the heading elements, we use the heading elements to give headers, or should I say heading levels in our design or inside your documents you are rendering on the web page. You know, when you are starting off, let's say for instance, you want to write an application letter, you know, the aspect where you give the title of the application letter, you might use your H1. So same thing applies with the HTML. We have H1 down to H6 larger, and from the H1 to the H6 it reduces. That's using the descending order from H1 to H2 to H3. So let's study these heading levels or heading elements in our HTML. Let's see how they display on the web page. I'll start off with the H1. For the H1, I'll call this heading 1. We have 6 levels, so I'll duplicate this and make this up to 6. Okay, so I'll change the one after the other. 1, 2, three, four, five, and the very last, the sixth. Sixth. All right. So these are the six basic heading levels in HTML. So to ask, let's now the H1 down to the H6, we can now see by tag our heading element in HTML. They are containers because they have opening tag and then the closing tag. That's they have duplicate. So and they have the ability or that tendency of containing something in between. So they behave as a container. Either you can also say that they are open and closed, or you can also say that they are non-void element tag, or you can also say that this element tag can contain that's a container. So with this, my codes, I would love to show you classification by level. Actually, level. Now, for the classification by level, we have basically two classes. We have inline, inline level, and we have block. So, an HTML element will either be inline or will to change their default display on the web page. Okay, classify how does it behaves on a web page. So it either behaves as a block level element, or it either displays as a block level element, or displays or behave as an inline level element. But we can alter this default behavior. Okay, we can do that using CSS, but for now we are limited to the scope, that's the HTML, without using CSS. Okay, I'll launch my terminal. I'll launch my terminal. Okay, guys, I would have really loved to use Express to server extension. So I'll be running this using my terminal in order to launch the code, in order to launch my result on the browser. Okay. I have my index.html. This should launch my results on Chrome, my default browser. Yours might be Mozilla, Microsoft Edge is okay. Just running the. Oh, all right. This is a mistake. Okay, I need to take that off. Need to take this off. I need to take this in HTML. Okay, in Django, not HTML. To comment in HTML, this is the format to comment in HTML. All right. Why am I not seeing my results? Okay, there is a problem with my code. If you should take a look at the title is showing somehow. So I think there is a problem with my code from link element title meta domain this. What could be the cause of this? Okay. I see the mistake. I forgot my closing tag. My closing tag. That's why I had that. All right, so here we go. I just got it done. So you can see the heading level one looks big, followed by the heading two, followed by the heading three, followed by the heading four, followed by the heading five, and lastly heading six. So in HTML, we have basically of heading, four levels of heading. Okay, so one thing you need to understand about the way the heading levels elements, the H1 to the H6 behave is that they behave as a block level element. For a block level element is an element that by display or behavior, they do not give space for another element to come in line, like they follow the normal document flow from normal from top to bottom. But the H2 element, instead of the H2 element appearing side by side with the heading one, like the heading two appearing side by side with the heading one, it moves to the next line. But we have spaces across the screen. Okay, we have spaces across the screen that the H2 should come in, the H3, H4, H5, and H6. The spaces why the heading one is wide enough for the heading two, heading three, heading four, heading five, and heading six to come inside. But we've now seen it that they are not behaving that way. Instead, the H2 or the heading two is moving to the next line. Same with the H3, heading four, heading five, and heading six. So in a situation like this, whenever an element occupies the whole space and width of the screen, we can say that that particular element is a block level element. That's Let me illustrate with this. For the block level element, a block level element is an element that occupies the whole width space. Let's say for the heading one, the heading one occupies the whole space on the screen without giving, say for instance, if this should have been inline, it means we should have our heading two side by side with the heading one, and likewise the heading three coming inside and the heading four this way, and so on. But in a situation that the heading one pushes the heading two to the next line, and the heading two now pushes heading three to the next line, and same with the heading three pushing the heading four to the next line. In a situation like this, we can say that that particular element is block level. But in a situation, if these elements were appearing side by side, we can say that this element is inline. So for the inline level elements are elements that appears side by side. They leave up space across the width, the space width of the screen. They leave the spaces for another element to come in. Okay, but for the heading element H1 to H6, we have now seen that the heading element behaves as a block level element. Now let's take a look at inline level element. A good example of inline level element is we can write this. This is a text. Now, it doesn't matter how we've written our code in the code editor. In case you might be doubting, okay, it's because of we've written H1 and then we've written H1 this way, and then we now write H2 on the next line. We can take them. You can take the H1 and H2, same with the H3 side by side, move it to the next line. You can keep moving them side by side. Then let's check the results. Let's check our results. If it, you see that it's not appearing side by side, irrespective of how you write it in your code editor, you have them written in your code editor. A block level element will still be block level in not because of the way it's being written in the code editor, but because of how they display on the web page. So that makes them block level. Now for our span, let's say for instance I have two span. Take a look at how it's been written in the code editor. It's written line after line after line. Okay, so this is I'm writing the very first line and the next span, second line, I should have the space. Now, if I should check my results, the browser, you can see that they are appearing side by side. Okay, you can see that they are appearing side by side. They are appearing side by side. Okay, so this is inline. Inline level elements that will leave space for another element to come beside. In line, they are in line to each other, side by side, inline level elements. So we have a lot of them out there. We have the input element tag for accepting text inputs. We have input element tag. Let me make it up to two. Okay. If I should reload this, you see that I have my input element tag, the first one and the second one, they are going side by side with the span element. You see that the span elements one, span elements two, the second span elements, and the input elements to accept input. If you've ever gone to a website and you log into an account, this is the element tag they've been using to design that. Okay, so this element tag is also in line. Okay, now for the guys on the WhatsApp channel, I dropped a document that talks about TDD, taste driven development. TDD, your taste driven development, to help you test all the elements and know their levels, if it's either block level or if it's either inline level. Okay, so I would love you try out something with that, like right away. Try out all the elements, test them to know if they are inline or if they are block level. Okay, so that's for the guys. And if you are interested to also take part in this free code training, I would love you jump on the channel. I'll drop the link to the you can leave a comment behind, and we'll get back to you like pertaining to the WhatsApp channel. So for the guys on the WhatsApp channel, do well to lay your hands on the TDD practice. The TDD practice will help you understand when a particular, or to know when a particular element is block level or when it is inline, and to also help you understand when to use a particular element and when not to use it. Let's say, for instance, you want to display text side by side. You will know the elements you should be using to get that particular result. However, if you want elements to appear one after the other, the TDD practice will help you to know the element that you can use in producing such a result. In order to round this up, I will like to conclude this series with this. Now, as a developer out there, it's a good practice to sign up on GitHub to have your work done on GitHub. Now, GitHub is a version control technology. We use GitHub to organize our work, to know the versions of the number of versions of our work we've done so far, and also should in case things get haywire in the versions we've been working on, like they've been working on in series of versions in a particular product they are trying to build, and things get bad or unorganized, we can retrieve the previous version. So that's one thing with GitHub. Although this video is not here to really talk about GitHub, but I'm just here to give a heads up on how to use GitHub. In order to start off with GitHub, first thing first, you need to download Git Bash. Okay, you head down to your browser and make search for Git Bash. Git bash. Okay, so this is it. Okay, for the Mac, for the Linux operating, you go for the Linux operating system. So you download Git bash. So you go about that. How can you push your project on GitHub? We have two ways: either uploading your files manually to GitHub or either using the commands from GitHub. I think in the next video, I'll take out time to for and when you are done developing or for those on the WhatsApp group channel, when you are done developing your product and getting the work around the tags, now head down to github.com, sign up on GitHub, get an account on GitHub, verify the account, and you will be asked to create a repo. Now, in order for you to submit your results, I'll sign in into an account how to submit your results. Um, I wish could this not be the okay. I think I have to sign into my own account. Um, one of one of my accounts on GitHub, just to show you this. And then I will now. All right. I've been asked to verify. So I'll do that very soon. Okay. Okay. It's in order to create a repo, and from here, in order to create a repo tax one, you can call the repo tax one. Okay. So if it shows that the name is available, you can work with that. Set it to public. Set the repo to public. Okay. Now you can go ahead adding a readme file or not. You can leave everything that way. Then your description, you can, like, since the tax is all about problem solving, you can problem solving on HTML. Very something, maybe you can describe how you went about with your solutions and all of that. But it's best to use your README file to do that. Okay. So you now click on this to create repository. Now on this screen, you'll now see the link to your repo. This is the link you should be submitted by creating a new file or uploading an existing file. So since you are using your mobile device, you click on uploading an existing file. Click on uploading an existing file. And this will take you to, you click on choose your existing file. This will take you down into your files I've developed or worked with for the problem solving. My index.html, main.js, and style.css. Okay, so this is how to submit. And mind you, on Monday, we'll be having the solution to this problem solving task and instant alert to the winner on Monday. So stick around, guys, on Monday to see who it's gonna be going with the prize. So that's it, guys. This is how you need to upload your work. Is NIF2L 5I and 6. And mind you, this form, it's going off, will expire rather. The form will expire. That's work. How far are we designed with HTML? So that's it, guys. Till we see again. Good to have you around, as I earlier said, and I hope that you've picked one or two, be it an expert or just being a beginner, that the video has really helped you in one way or the other. So do well to stick around as we still get back to you with good quality informations that will help you as a beginner or as an intermediate or as an advanced level developer when it comes to tech. So see you and bye bye.